Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. I'm your host, Ringo. Good morning, and welcome to another live stream. What we're dealing with now is sort of like an update on some information I want to talk about regarding actor Columbus Short. Yeah, that's right. Actor Columbus Short. Interesting fella. He pretty much was in a recent video sharing his theory of the possible death cause for Stefan, Twitch boss. And I believe he's an alleged suspect in this case. We got to examine him. We got to find out more about what's going on, because his wording and his body language, it just didn't sit right. Now, I could be wrong. At the same time, I must examine all avenues. Actor Columbus Short pretty much shared a theory regarding the possible cause of Twitch deleting himself, claiming that he may have lost his life savings. Now, I'm trying to figure out, why would he even bring that out? I mean, like, why would you come out in the public and just say, okay, he did this because he lost his life savings? Or could it be that he lost money? Allegedly. Could it be that there was a deal between Twitch and Columbus that went south? And remember, Columbus is an actor, so he's capable of deleting a man and making it look like a suicide. Yeah. You know, sometimes when crimes are committed, the people that are involved, they come out in the public and they start talking right away because they're nervous about what they did. So I want to look at this because, you know, people are going around social media claiming that Twitch deleted himself because of some financial situations. Then they're talking about mental illness. You know, everybody's just making up whatever they want to make up. We got a lot of stories to cover today. You know, it's just a lot of different news that I want to talk about. Even, I believe, the grandfather or one of the relatives, he actually don't even believe it's a suicide. That was his initial thought. We're going to get into that a little more later, but top of the morning. Good morning to everybody that's joining in on the stream. If you're now joining in, we're talking about actor Columbus Short, alleged suspect in DJ Stefan Twitch boss case. Yeah, he's an alleged suspect in the court of public opinion because he made a theory that Twitch deleted himself because of financial reasons, because he lost all his life savings. You know, those are some serious words to put out there. And he did this while driving with some filters, with like an avatar filter. You know, it's like when you put all of that stuff together, you know, you think of the movie Avatar. He's talking about money. Then he started going in on some woman named Christian something, talking about, I want my money. You know, when you put all of that stuff together, it sounds like this man was owed money, or perhaps he was involved in some sort of investment deals or something that gone bad with Twitch, allegedly. And maybe Twitch owed him money. You see, you got to put all of this stuff together to actually make sense of this type of stuff. But let's go to the top of the video, because this is coming out of TMZ. It was posted the other day. And it says, Stefan Twitch boss, no financial issues before suicide despite online theory. So now, who was the one that had the online theory? Well, it wasn't his wife. It wasn't nobody else but Columbus. Now, you would think that TMZ would just avoid such a theory, right? I mean, I speak a lot of different things. TMZ don't write about what I say. So you gotta kind of, see how deep the rabbit hole gets, because why would TMZ waste resources to talk about a theory that was put out there by Columbus? That's just one man. That's just one man who made that theory. And they took resources to make a post, I guess, to debunk what he had to say. But you got to dig deeper and try to figure out, like, why would TMZ waste resources on one man? Why don't they just ignore that? Why spend time to make a story claiming that he had no financial issues? So we have to look at the clues and find out, well, what was Columbus' motivation for making such a theory, and why TMZ had to come out to debunk what was said. And this all goes back to what I've been teaching over the past few weeks regarding when you're an influencer, when you are an actor, athlete, celebrity, musician, whatever the case is, when you have a voice in the spotlight, your words, it can reach a lot of people very fast. So by the pure fact that Columbus shared his theory regarding Twitch, it has the potential of going out there in the algorithms and pretty much influence the people to believe that, yeah, maybe he died of some sort of, financial hardship. Perhaps he lost his life savings in some sort of investments. He may have invested in some Bitcoin or, some sort of scheme, and he lost everything. These are the type of things that people will believe if they hear it from, a prominent figure in the spotlight. So let's take a look at this and kind of break this thing down, see what we can find, because this is kind of interesting material. So let me adjust this volume real quick so that when he come in and talk, because I remember when we talked about this on yesterday, I didn't have the actual video. We only had the information that somebody had a theory and whatnot. So now we have the actual video to show you. And I want you to pay attention to his body language, right? I want you to pay attention to his words. We're going to rewind it back a couple of times so that we can, discover the unknown. So let's look at this particular story here first. It talks about how Stefan Twitch boss, no financial issues before suicide, despite online theory, right? Now we know that Twitch net worth is estimated to about $5 million, $4 to $5 million. I don't hear any info of the wife, claiming that they were struggling or whatever the case is. And if I'm correct, I think they also debunked what the theory was, I guess, to not allow the public to be deceived or anything. But again, at this point, everybody's a suspect, in my opinion, including the wife at this point. Everybody's a suspect. Everybody's a suspect in this case, in my opinion. There are no innocent parties. When it comes to a man being murdered like this, everybody's a suspect. Everybody will be held to public scrutiny, and there will be no one getting a pass, right? So we see Twitch right there in the photo, just doing his thing. It is what it is, all right? The article goes on and says, there's an online theory circulating that claims Stefan Twitch boss and his family were in bad shape financially at the time of his suicide. Now, you have to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. If a man died, right, you would think that people would be a little more sensitive to the things that they, I guess, post on social media regarding the family. How could Columbus assume that Twitch's family is in bad shape financially? How could he assume that? Sounds like a personal shot to me. Sounds like some sort of hate. And to do it after the guy died, you know, it just kind of, it don't sit right, you know. It says there's an online theory circulating that claims Stephen Twitch boss and his family were in bad shape financially at the time of his suicide. Something we're told simply isn't true. So now TMZ is basically saying that something we are told simply isn't true. So they're trying to debunk, I guess, whatever's being said. But we got to dig deeper to find out why is all of this happening and why TMZ waste their time trying to debunk something that isn't true. It's like, why are you trying to debunk something that isn't true? Right? It goes on and it says people playing detective on social media. But notice that TMZ is saying that people are playing detective on social media, but yet TMZ reports news playing detective themselves. You know, it's interesting how with one person, TMZ use all of this resources to claim that people playing detective on social media. So as human beings, we don't have a right to think for ourselves. So when something happened, we should just listen to TMZ and just take whatever they say. Yeah, they are hypocrites for saying that. Basically, what you need to get out of this, ladies and gentlemen, is TMZ do not want you to think for yourselves. This is why I don't just take anything they say and run with it. I'll use it as a source. At the same time, I just don't believe anything anyone says. You know, I got to run that through a filter and make sure that it's lining up with logic and it makes sense, right? They're basically saying that people playing detective on social media are working to figure out what may have led Twitch to take his own life. Now think about that. So TMZ don't want us to pretty much think for ourselves concerning this man's death. We're just supposed to accept the fact that he deleted himself. So TMZ don't want us to play detective, but they want us to take the words they put out there and believe that as fact. That makes sense? That's basically what they're saying. You know? That's basically whatever it is they're doing. And see, here's the thing. You're not supposed to be on the wife's side at Caramel. You're not supposed to be on the wife's side of your TMZ. TMZ is supposed to just report the news. You're not supposed to be on nobody's side. If you're a journalist or whatever the case is, you're not even supposed to be emotional. You know, you're not supposed to be on anybody's side because anybody could be a suspect at this point. You know, when you have a man that was loved by many, a man that inspired others, a man that have a large following on TikTok, they got a YouTube presence, social media on Instagram and so on and so forth. You just can't assume that, okay, the wife is innocent, the family is innocent, there's no foul play, he just deleted himself. No. You can't do that. You can't take sides. So if TMZ took the side of the wife, right, and just go with whatever she say, that would be bad character on behalf of TMZ, because you're not supposed to do that. You can't show no special favoritism just because that's his wife. You can't do that. You know, you have to have a neutral mindset of just thinking one way. We're here to report the story. We're here to report the news. You just can't say, okay, we believe what the wife said And the theory guy, we got to just throw him away because he's playing detective. How dare you say that about Twitch? How dare you do that? No, because if that's the case, then what TMZ is basically saying that me making my videos is wrong. That means that I don't have a right to share my thoughts and opinions. That's basically what TMZ is saying right there. If you really think about it, they're basically saying that anybody that questions the narrative regarding his death is playing detective. In other words, what do you know? Who are you to question our word? We're TMZ. We're the authority. When we give you the news, your job is to believe whatever we say and don't question it. Now, if anybody come at you like that, that's kind of problematic, don't you think? So my job is to pretty much question everything. Now, it goes on and it says people playing detective on social media are working to figure out what may have led Twitch to take his own life. One popular theory, based on some of the accounts he followed on Instagram, was that he had invested heavily and lost big in cryptocurrency. Now, why is it that TMZ brought that out? Why is it that TMZ is bringing this info? Why waste resources on this if you believe it's not true? Maybe he did lose money. Maybe there's a possibility that he lost a substantial amount of money. And other people are aware of this because they may have been involved in some sort of investment deals, and whatever the case is, it just went south. And he probably checked his accounts and realized that it's on zero. And probably, it is what it is. I mean, but we cannot knock theories and we cannot knock other people's opinions regarding this case. I mean, what kind of world would we live in if a man died and nobody is allowed to think outside the box to determine what may have been the cause? I just cannot believe that this man deleted himself. I can't see that happening, especially again, we got a lot of things to talk about. Today. I'm going to try to get as much information out there as possible. This man had too much to live for to delete himself. I'm going to say this again. Stefan Twitch Boss was murdered. He did not delete himself. He was murdered, and they're not going to publicize the truth. They're going to keep it under wraps because, a lot of people can be, brought up on charges if the real information is leaked out there. But he was murdered. There's no doubt about that. The man had a lot to live for. He loved his mom, his dad. They had a great relationship. They were planning on having another child. This is more information that is coming in. They were planning to have another child. They had a lot of projects and different things they were working on in the coming days, in the coming future. He was supposed to be on a guest DJ for Master P. There's a lot of things that he was working on. So pretty much the man had a lot of success and a lot of life to live. Plus he had 3 beautiful children. So when you think about all of that, a man is not going to be sitting there depressed and thinking about ending his life when he has so much opportunity before him. Do you understand? People who self-delete are people that are hopeless. Do you understand? Hopeless. That's exactly what's going on. When someone self-delete, that's a hopeless person. They have nothing more to live for. They're at rock bottom, and they have already concluded it's better to end their life than live in misery. You see what I mean? So when you put together the pieces and you realize that Stefan had so much opportunity, why would you self-delete? Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. What if you had, and I'm not saying this for you to compare yourself to other people because you're in your own lane, you're doing your own thing. But let's just say for all sense and purposes that you were down and out, right? You were down and out. You didn't have much going on, struggling, trying to find your way in life. And you had the opportunity to have the opportunities that Twitch had, you know, social media influence. People were going to give you his Twitter, his TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. We're going to give you all access to those accounts, so you could do your thing on social media. We're going to give you certain deals and contracts, and all of a sudden now you have all these opportunities, right? Would that make you want to self-delete? Or it's going to make you think about, wow, man, this is great. My life is now starting. I'm able to do things and go places, and you know. So when you think about that, why would this man self-delete? He wasn't at rock bottom, you know. We got a lot of things that we want to talk about. I mean, him and his wife was dancing pretty much 24 hours before he died. Literally, you know, we're going to talk about that too. I mean, why make a video with your wife dancing and having fun 24 hours before you decide to go delete yourself? Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. But TMZ is basically saying that people playing detective on social media are working to figure out what may have led Twitch to take his own life. I mean, why is it that TMZ is concerned with that? You know why? I'm going to tell you why, ladies and gentlemen, because here's the thing. TMZ realized that social media is very powerful. They realized that platforms like mine, platforms like others, we have influence and we have our own minds. We think for ourselves. And in most cases, we could do a better job when it comes to journalism. We can do a better job when it comes to news reporting. Technically speaking, we are their competition. Do you understand? Do you understand? Technically speaking, we are their competition in all sense and purposes. We're their competition. We're the future of media. We're the future of journalism. We're the future. They know that. You understand? They understand that we don't need a staff of 100 people to do our stories. All we got to do is just be in our home studios. And because we're talented with what we do, we're able to uncover the truth in a better way and have far more reach and more influential power than a lot of these media sites. There was a time when all media news outlets, they never had a YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been on YouTube since 2006, in case you don't know. I have multiple YouTube channels. I've been on YouTube since 2006. YouTube started in 2005. In 2006, I registered. There was no news channels on YouTube. There was no CNN, there was no Fox 20, there was no Fox this, there was no news outlets. They depended on you watching your television to capture the news. And YouTube was just a place where people came on to talk about different things going on in their life, make fun videos, comedy, and that's about it. And it was fun. And then over the years, a lot of people became very, very successful on YouTube. And because of that success, a lot of content creators, they were doing this for the fun. And then YouTube offered AdSense. And before you know it, it became a big business. And because of that, the news media and all these other mainstream media outlets were losing a lot of money. They were losing a lot of ratings because nobody was watching them. Do you understand? Nobody was watching the news. They came to YouTube for the news. They came to channels like mine for the news. They came to other people's channels for different information. People stopped watching TV. As of today, People have literally stopped watching TV. They don't even watch TV no more. They don't. They come to YouTube now. YouTube is your new TV. You understand what I mean? And once this happened, all of the mainstream media outlets decided to register YouTube accounts. And now today, everybody have a YouTube account. TMZ, Fox, CNN, every news outlet has a channel. Why? Because they want your attention. That's what they want. They want your attention. They want your likes. They want your ratings. And because they were losing so much money, they decided to come to YouTube so that they could get your view through YouTube. They decided to infiltrate the space that isn't even for them. YouTube is supposed to be for the people, not these corporations. These corporations want to take away our opportunity to do journalism, our opportunities to speak to the people. They want to be the mainstream, but those days are over. Mainstream media is dead. Do you understand me? So, because of this, TMZ is taking shots at people by saying people playing detective on social media, as if though we're not qualified, as if though we don't have our legal rights to play detective. We have a right to think outside the box. We have the right to question things, but TMZ don't believe you should do that. You should just take whatever they say. And what they're trying to say is that the man deleted himself in a hotel room with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. That's what they want you to believe. And that's what they expect you to believe, because for so many years, the mainstream media was able to program your mind. And you all know, you would go home, you would catch the news, and they would tell you stories, and you just believed it. And you never questioned it, because you figure, hey, it's on the news, it gotta be true, right? But that doesn't mean it's true. You gotta dig deeper. So they go on, they says people playing detective on social media are working to figure out what may have led Twitch to take his own life. The popular theory, based on some of the accounts he followed on Instagram, was that he had invested heavily and lost big in cryptocurrency. Some sources with direct knowledge tell us that that is false. Stefan was not experiencing any sort of financial hardship in the time leading up to his suicide. Now notice they put suicide in red. You got to pay attention to this, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm trying to show you how they program your mind and how they try to drive home the narrative of what they want you to believe. Notice how they put his suicide in bold red. Bold red. Why? Because they want you to believe that. That's what they're pushing. They want you to believe, forget about what people saying about cryptocurrency. Forget about what people saying about he invested money and lost. No, forget about that. His suicide is what we want you to focus on. We want you to focus on he deleted himself. That is what we want. But here's the thing. If you're not struggling financially, why would you be trying to delete yourself? This is not making any sense. It's not making any sense. Because by TMZ basically saying that Stefan was not experiencing any sort of financial hardship in the time leading up to his demise, then what would be the motive behind him self-deleting? Do you understand? Why would he self-delete if he had no financial hardship? He had everything anyone would want: a family, beautiful children, a wife, money, good health, various deals, sponsorships, social media success. With all the different things that Twitch had, why would he go and self-delete? What would be the motive? Again, what would be the motive? Oh yeah, and a great mom. Let's not forget Mom Duke. A mom and dad, right? So he had all of that going for himself and just got up in the morning one day and said, you know what? I'm just tired. I'm tired of having a good wife. I'm tired of having beautiful children. I'm tired of having a great mom and dad. I'm tired of all of my success. I'm just tired. I'm just going to go end it all, right? That's the motive, right? That's the motive. You really think that's the motive, right? Really? So if that's the case, then having success, having a beautiful wife, having a beautiful children, having a great mom will lead to your death. Basically, that's what you're saying? Look, ladies and gentlemen, we have to think logically, because a lot of you have been already done programmed to believe lies from the mainstream media in terms of the man deleting himself. I got people that are literally saying, well, maybe he did get tired of his success and just wanted to end it all. Are you crazy? You must be crazy too. You must have mental illness if you believe that. So let me get this straight. So being homeless on the street is fun. Is that what you're saying? So you're telling me that Twitch would have rather switch places with a homeless person and live in a box in the cold, right? You're telling me that that's what he would have rather do to be happy. So you're telling me that everybody that's homeless on the street with no clothes, no shoes, no food, no shelter, that they're living a great life. They're just so happy and successful and peaceful. They don't got no worries, right? The man was murdered, ladies and gentlemen, murdered. Again, notice the bold red in the text. Sources with direct knowledge tell us that is false. Stefan was not experiencing any sort of financial hardship in the time leading up to his suicide. Notice they got to keep stressing suicide. They cannot even say leading up to his death. Notice that they don't say leading up to his death. No. They don't say that. They don't say leading up to his death, leading up to his passing. No, they say leading up to his suicide. But what proof do you have that he committed suicide? What proof? How do you justify that he deleted himself? Because you found him in a hotel room? Up to now, nobody talked about what kind of weapon he used, what caliber of weapon he used. When did he purchase this weapon? The wife never made no statements about him even owning a gun. You understand? And if he deleted himself, then the gun, which is the murder weapon, right? Now listen to this, people. Check this out. The gun, if he in fact self-deleted himself, right? Now watch this, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it gets real interesting. Check this out. Y'all ready for this one? Y'all ready for this one here? If he self-deleted and the gun belonged to him, then guess where that gun have to be returned to? That gun got to go right back to the wife. That's their property. That's their property. It's not like somebody else murdered him, right? I mean, if somebody else murdered him, if someone else murdered him, then the murder weapon would, be in the possession of the police, because it's a firearm that is, illegal, and they got to keep possession of it. Now, somebody said, well, wait a minute, Ringo, where are you going with this? Well, let me break this thing down. In the situation that happened with rapper Takeoff, if you noticed, Migo Bands, he pretty much had a gun, and he used his gun during that night. But notice this, the police didn't confiscate his gun. They didn't take his gun. They never took his gun. They didn't even charge him with no crime. So he was able to shoot his gun at another man, right? He was able to put bullet holes inside the bowling alley, and still he get to go home with his gun. And they never took his gun because it's his gun, it's his property. So what I'm saying is, if tWitch used his own gun that he had at home, that gun got to be returned right back to the wife. That's their property. That's their property. They can't keep the gun. How could they? It's not their property. If the gun is owned by his family, that's their property. The gun got to go right back to the family, which raises more flags because the wife never mentioned anything about a gun. She never mentioned about, he looked like he took his gun. You don't think she's going to know where the gun is in the house? You going to tell me she don't know where the firearms are in the house? You going to tell me that if the husband left unexpectedly and she's worried, the first thing she's going to do is check the safe to see where the gun is? Because normally when you have a certain residence or whatever the case is, you're going to have a firearm, right? So you're going to tell me that the wife don't know that the husband left with his gun? Fam, I'm trying to put the puzzle together to make perfect sense of this, fam. Look, check it out. See, this is why we are on the case. This is why you need to make sure that you're supporting the platform, because we're making sense of things. If the husband is missing and he left the house unexpectedly and she felt some concern, she's gonna go and see if perhaps he took his weapon with him. And when she go and check and be like, hold up, the gun is not there. His gun is not there. This is why we're gonna be talking about the wife more often pretty soon, because the stories is not adding up. Again, if he left the house unexpected, and she didn't know where he went, and she's worried, the first thing she's gonna do is go check where the weapons are. And if she noticed that his gun is not there, she would have reported that to the police. She would have said, my husband is missing and the gun is not in the safe. Because remember, they got kids, so wherever they keep the weapon, they're gonna have it in a safe place, right? Hopefully. Or in a closet on the top, which I don't think is a good place to keep a gun. If you are a gun owner, you should have your gun in a specific gun box or some sort of safe, not necessarily where you have to put some sort of combination, but something that you could get access to pretty fast in case you had to take care of some business. But my point is, the wife would have access to that as well. Why she ain't checked? These are things and clues that you got to look at. This is why when you look at stories, you can't just take the narrative they tell you. You got to look and dig deeper, right? So now TMZ is wanting you to believe that he self-deleted, and they don't like the fact that people like me and others are playing detective. They don't like that. They don't like for you to question anything, because they know that you folks that are in the clouds are listening and you're saying, wow, that makes sense. Okay, all right. Yeah, that do make sense. How is it that she ain't checked to see if he had his weapon or not? Because he didn't take his car. So why would she just be so fearful and panic and run down? Listen, the wife ran down to the police station to make her report. She didn't call them on the phone so they could come to the house. That's highly suspect, right? So now, moving on, it says, what's more, our law enforcement says, sources says, no one from the family has mentioned any sort of financial issues with Stefan. So now they saying that the law enforcement sources says, no one from the family has mentioned any sort of financial issues with Stefan. Well, to be honest with you, the family wouldn't know about his personal business in the first place if you really think about it. When it comes to finances, look, ladies and gentlemen, when reading, you have to read to understand. Law enforcement cannot give you any information regarding his business deals. Only Stefan would know that. You know, it's just like if a man have a wife and he have another woman on the side, nobody else could tell you about what he's doing with that other woman that he have on the side. Only he know what he's doing. Only him and the woman. You understand my point? So law enforcement sources say no one from his family has mentioned any sort of financial issues with Stefan. How could they mention? They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. If we think logically, if I'm doing multi-million-dollar deals, why would I be telling my brother, my father, mom? I wouldn't be telling them any of my personal financial business. So that's irrelevant. You understand? It doesn't even make no sense, you know? Oh yeah, Queen, you said, and that so-called suicide note is not a suicide note. Yeah, I believe that because they never showed us a note. Again, to everybody that's in the clouds, if you're now joining in the stream, we're talking about actor Columbus Short, alleged suspect in DJ Twitch boss case. We're talking about different information regarding the situation that happened, that transpired with the guy. Columbus pretty much made a theory that Twitch may have died due to losing all his financial assets and everything due to some sort of investments or something regarding, money. I don't know. This is his theory. So we're examining him and various other clues to put together this case on what's going on. And we're talking about how TMZ is trying to debunk the theory by saying that Twitch had no real financial issues. Whether he had financial issues or not is not the point. The point of the matter is, why is TMZ going so hard to debunk something that is not true, right? And also, how do we know he didn't have any sort of financial issues? How do we know he didn't invest in something and lost? How do we know that for a fact? The only way we would know that is if we have access to his banking information and investments. How could TMZ say something is not true if they don't have access to that information? That information only belongs to Twitch, unless somebody is hacking into his system and they're aware of what he's doing financially. Right? So now moving on, let me see what we got regarding this case. And then if you're in the stream, do me a favor and click the like button if you're enjoying the show thus far. It really goes a long way. It causes more people to come into the stream. So we have about 900 people in the building. If you're liking the stream and you're in support of justice for Twitch, you're a fan of his work, or if you are just one that just kind of stopped by out of the blue and you're just kind of seeing what things are going on during the live stream, it really goes a long way if you just support the stream with a like. You know, it really goes a long way, right? It causes more people to be notified to come on in the stream, right? In case you don't understand. But moving on, we see Twitch right there, you know, in the photo. We're going to get to the part with Columbus in a minute. We're going to get to that portion just now. I just want to make sure that I read these pieces of information before we get into that. Remembering Stefan Twitch boss. As for social media chatter, a video posted by actor Columbus Short has helped to fuel the fire. Now notice what TMZ is doing. Notice how TMZ just did that. He said, as for social media chatter, which means all we're doing on social media is just wasting our time talking. Do you see how they're implying that we're just here chit-chatting, wasting our time, right? As for social media chatter, a video posted by actor Columbus Short also helped to fuel the fire, where the actor shared his own theory that Twitch may have had money issues. So now they're saying that Columbus helped to fuel the fire. Notice that they call it fueling the fire, where the actor shared his own theory that Twitch may have had money issues. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, whether he had money issues or not is not really the point. The point is we're trying to get to the truth. So any theory or any alleged information or whatever the case is good for the conversation so that we can figure out exactly what's happening. How do a man that have a beautiful family, they live in a nice home, they have money, success, children, opportunities that a lot of people, would definitely want to have. Why would you just go and delete yourself? For what? What would be the motive? And now check this out. This is even more telling. Here, check this one out. You don't think his wife would know if he had depression? Come on, people. Wake up. Wake up, people. People, his wife would know him more than anybody. His wife would know if he had struggles with depression. His wife would know if he had anxiety. She sleep with him every damn night, bruh. She knows what he's feeling. She could tell when he's sad. You gonna tell me she been with him all this time and she didn't know that he's struggling with mental illness? People, Stefan Twitch boss was murdered. Somebody murdered him. Somebody lined him up. His wife would know if he had challenges. His wife would know if he needed some sort of medication. His wife would know if he needed some sort of treatment. His wife would know. Don't believe the narrative, ladies and gentlemen. Again, here on Ringo TV Reactions, our job is to break down different videos, information, and content to bring a better perspective and understanding on issues that we are seeing in the public light so that you, the people, can have a better insight on putting the puzzles together so you can see the things they don't want you to see. This is why TMZ don't like when influencers play detective, because they don't want you to think outside the box. His wife lived with him. If he had any sort of trouble, she would have been the first one to know. Do you understand me? She would have known by him having outbursts. She would have known by him arguing. She would have known by him just wanting to be by himself in the house. She would have came out in the public and says, yes, my husband struggled with depression. He struggled with this. He struggled with that. Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, what they're trying to push right now through social media is this idea of mental illness is real. Mental illness is real. This is what they're trying to push. If you see somebody going through something, say something. These are the things they want you to focus on, as if though we're all crazy, right? We all got mental problems. We all need professional help. We all need medication. That's what they want us to do. They want all of us. They want to medicate society. They want all of us to be on medicine. That's what they want for us. They want to numb us down. They want us to think that all the problems we have is because we have mental illness. The wife lived with him, ladies and gentlemen. If there's anybody that would know this man more than us, is his wife. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and look, I know a lot of you might love the wife as well because you know she's a dancer with him and all that other stuff, but here's the problem. Here's the problem that I see. It appears to me that the wife is accepting the fact that he committed suicide. And because she's accepting that, I see that as a red flag. I see that as a red flag because what that tells me is that anyone that may be allegedly struggling with mental illness, right? That mean that there are no telltale signs, and that mean that no one can know. And to me, that's BS. That mean that anybody can be capable of deleting themselves and we just label it mental illness. That's why they deleted themselves, because they were depressed. Well, if he was depressed, why the wife didn't know that? How you gonna live? Listen, ladies, come on, be real. If you got a man in your life, you know if the man is upset. You know if the man is going through something. You know if your husband is hungry. You know if he's sad. You know if he's having a bad day. You know all these things. You're with him. No different than if you're a brother, a man, and you got a woman. You know if she's not happy. You know if she's going through something. You know if she's sad. You see it. You could see it. They just finished dancing 24 hours before his death, and they uploaded a video. You understand? And this is why I have to speak on the wife as well as Columbus as suspects, possible suspects. Doesn't mean that I have the facts. It doesn't mean that I have proof. What it proves is that as a people, we must hold people accountable, and we must put puzzles together to see what went wrong. Being that this is his wife, she should know her husband. So why the wife haven't come out in the public and said, you know what? Yeah, my husband, he been struggling with depression all his life. He been, going through anxiety, and he been taking medication. You haven't heard her talk about that. And if she talk about it anytime soon, you know that she was watching my video, and the publicist or whoever's her PR people, they made her do it. They made her do it. Mark today. Mark today. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I need for you to mark today as the day of reckoning. If you hear any news of the wife proclaiming that her husband struggled with depression or had any sort of depression or anxiety anytime soon after this live stream, she's lying. I'm letting you know that right now. Because she accepted it too fast. She accepted the fact that he deleted himself fast. A wife that loves her husband is gonna be like, hell no. There is no way my husband committed no damn deletion of himself. Not my husband. She accepted it and she ran to social media. It is said that she has talked to different magazines. How is it that she's talking to all these people and she's so accepting of her husband deleting himself? It doesn't make sense. A wife is gonna be like, no, I don't accept that. I need an investigation. She ain't even doing that. You understand? She's not even pushing for an investigation for her own husband. Like, seriously, with all the resources they have, why she ain't hire a detective? Why she ain't hire an investigator? Why she ain't hire somebody to look into a possibility of murder? Why would a wife be so accepting of her husband that was so full of life? Why would she be so accepting of him deleting himself? She would be like, nah, he didn't do it. This is why I gotta do these videos. And again, we're gonna talk about the wife a little bit more. Let me roll the tape so we can see what's going on, fam.
Yo, so just got off the golf course again.
And hold on a second, let me see something because I'm not sure if I finished reading. Let me see. Okay, I did read that part, right? As for social media chatter, a video post by actor Columbus Short also helped to fuel the fire, where the actor shared his own theory that Twitch may have had money issues. So now the following video footage that we're about to view is of actor Columbus Short. Now, I am holding him as an alleged suspect regarding the situation with DJ Stefan Twitch Boss for various reasons that we're going to pretty much take a look at this tape so we can find out.
Yo, so just got off the golf course again. Still, RIP Twitch. And what I talked about earlier, you guys don't know what people are going through. People made investments, people do a lot of things. This is just a theory. People are awful. You know what I mean? Like, people like Twitch are not awful. Twitch.
Notice he said Twitch are not awful. Twitch are not awful. I need you to pay attention to his wording. Twitch are not awful. That are grammar. Listen, it doesn't even make no sense what he just said. Twitch are not awful. Sounds nervous. Let's rewind that to the top so we can hear more. Let's go.
people are awful. I mean, like people like Twitch are not awful. Twitch was amazing, is amazing still. His legacy shall live on. But
he said his legacy will live on, but now, to all of my educated people that are in the chat, what happens when a person speaks of how highly great you are and you're just a good person? You know, we love you, we appreciate you, but what just happened there? Let's see all the educated people in the chat, my knowledgeable people. What just happened there? Let's see. What happened? I want to see who can bring forth knowledge. There you go. Solomon King, negate everything previously said. There you go. We have a winner. That's right. He basically canceled out everything he previously just said regarding him. That was great. Let's rewind that back and listen to that. Let's go.
Awful. Twitch was amazing. Is amazing.
He said Twitch was amazing, is amazing.
Still, his legacy shall live on.
His legacy shall live on. But he just canceled out everything he just previously said. Right? Basically, what he just said is his legacy will not live on. He's not great and he's not good. That's what he just did right there. He just canceled out everything that he just said. If you don't notice, ladies and gentlemen, let's say, for example, you have somebody that's before, like, hey, John, we love you. We really appreciate you. You're the best worker we ever had, but we got to lay you off. What that mean? They never really liked you. You weren't the best worker. They're just telling you that to make you feel good because they know they're going to let you go. You understand? Let's get back to the tape.
What if you invest in something?
What if you invest in something
that took your whole life savings, possibly?
Took your whole life savings, possibly.
Yeah, it gets rough.
It gets rough. But this is his theory. Why is he bringing this up?
It gets rough. I don't want to speak too much on that, but here what I will speak to. Tracy Christian.
Uh-oh.
Still haven't given me my money.
Tracy Christian still haven't given him his money. Sounds like he's upset with somebody that didn't pay him back.
And this is what I'm talking about. It's like, why? Because you got caught up. You can't pay me.
Uh-oh.
My money.
My money.
In a trust account. I do not trust your account. I do not trust you, Tracy Christian.
Now, why is he bringing up Tracy Christian in the mix with Twitch regarding money and who owes him money?
And I'm not going to kill myself. I promise you that.
And I'm not going to kill myself. I promise that. You got to pay attention to these words because there could be a possibility that Columbus and Twitch may have had some sort of deal that went bad. There could be a possibility that Columbus put up money in something that Twitch may have recommended, and he lost all his money, allegedly. There could be something where Columbus may have put money together to do something based off of something that Twitch brought to him, and he lost a substantial amount of money. And to get a get back because he lost his money, Twitch probably was like, look, hey, you took the risk. We all lose at times. And he's like, nah, you told me this was a good thing. You told me this was a good thing. I lost damn near such and such amount of million. Hey, look, hey, it is what it is. We all lose, but hey, you can't get mad at me. Nah, you got to pay me, bro. look, I am not responsible for the risk that you take. And he probably got pissed off. There probably was some sort of issue. And this brother got out of his house to go to that hotel to probably allegedly have a conversation with Mr. Columbus. Allegedly. And when he got there, things went south. Because there is no way that a family man of 3 kids, wife, success, and everything else is going to go to a hotel to delete himself in a bathroom at a motel when he could have just did that in his own bathroom in his house. He could have just went into his garage, into his car, whatever the case is, and delete himself so that his wife can run downstairs and see, the disaster, and then just call the cops. And it would have been no mystery. It would have been very evident that he did self-delete. Why go to a motel making it a mystery? But let's continue on. Let's go.
So, pay me my money.
Pay me my money.
Pay me my money.
Wow.
Pay me my money.
Interesting.
Not trust your account. We'll speak to Tracy Christian.
We're rewinding it back.
Life savings. His legacy shall live on. But,
his legacy shall live on. He don't sound too confident about saying his legacy shall live on. It's almost like, okay, he's out of the way. I got him out of the way, allegedly, because he owed me some money. But now I'm going now to Tracy. You owe me money too. Because why he brought her up after that? You have to look, you got to look at how he did this. He came out and he talked about Twitch in terms of, he may have invested some money and lost money. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe it wasn't Twitch that lost anything. Maybe it's him that lost money. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. He's salty about losing money. He's salty about Tracy not paying him. He's salty about this. And it could be a possibility that he's a suspect. I'm just saying, allegedly. Because he came out with this theory. You gotta pay attention, fam.
What if you invest in something?
What if you invested something? Pay attention, people. Pay attention. Pay attention. He said, what if you invested in something? Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'm reading him. I'm reading him like a book. Listen. He said, ladies and gentlemen, look. I'm going to rewind the tape. Look at his face when he said it. Look at his face when he said it. Check this out. Look at his facial expression when he says, what if you invest in something? Listen.
What if you invest in something?
What if you invest in something? You saw his face? You saw his face? He's talking about himself. He's talking about himself. Yeah, maybe they all invested. Maybe they all invest in all that crypto scam stuff. His facial expression was that of, I invested too, and I lost. So I know you lost too. That was his facial expression right there. He got played. He lost money. He lost money, fam. Look at his facial expression.
Still, his legacy shall live on. But what if you invest in something that took your whole life savings?
Took your whole life savings. What if you invest in something and it took your whole life savings? Think about that now, fam. Columbus may have allegedly invested in something alongside Twitch or based off of a tip from Twitch. Maybe Twitch told him, yo, if you invest in this, you can make a lot of money because I've been making money with this. You know how they do. They get you all hyped up when it comes to investments and you're looking at his life like, wow, this is a brother. So, I would trust a brother telling me he's gaining success. So let me go invest some money. He probably lost all his money. Columbus probably lost everything. You understand? So for whatever reason, and I'm not saying that because somebody in the chat says, Ringo, crypto is really a scam. I don't know, because I don't waste my time with none of that stuff. You have to work for your money at the end of the day. You got to work. I'm not wasting my time with schemes and scams, and, I'm not taking any risk with none of that type of stuff. I don't waste time with that. A lot of things out here are scams. Simple as that. Anything that they tell you is so easy to make money normally is it's a scam. Like, come on now. You got to work. Anything that comes to you easy is not going to last. So you got to really think about this. As a man, you got to work hard to gain wealth and earn. Now, of course, there are certain risks in investments. You might win, but to be honest with you, most people that invest normally lose everything. And those be the type of people that jump off buildings and do all sorts of stuff because their heart is broken at the end of the day. So whether you want to get involved in that stuff, that's your prerogative. I just believe in the old fashioned way that if a man wants success, he got to go out there and he got to work hard. He got to work, because as you work harder, things get easier and you start to learn how to make money the right way.
Possibly. Yeah, it gets rough.
It gets rough. Now notice his face when he did that. His face said, it gets rough for me because, I lost my money allegedly after investing in something that this Twitch guy pretty much put me onto. And now I'm like, damn, I lost my money. So I'm going to get revenge. Allegedly.
It gets rough.
How do you know it gets rough? How do you know it gets rough, sir, unless you lost money? How do you know that? How do you know it gets rough if it didn't happen to you? You see that? How do you know it didn't? How do you know it get rough? Because you lost the money. Look at his eye contact. Look at how he's looking around.
I don't want to speak too much on that.
Notice he said, I don't want to speak too much on that. Why not? Why you don't want to speak too much on that? What are you hiding? What are you hiding? Yeah, his emotions changed. His emotions changed. Look, fam, to all the people that are in the building, right? Listen to me very carefully. If you're enjoying the stream, right? We have about 1,700, 1,800 people in the building. Do me a favor and click the like button. It causes more people to come to the stream so they could get the information. If you're enjoying the stream, Saturday morning, you're not doing nothing, you're just hanging around the house, probably doing some chores, probably driving, chilling, and you're enjoying the show, do me a favor, click that like button. It goes a long way. It helps with the algorithm so that more people can come to the stream and perhaps gain knowledge on what's going on, which can be helpful to them. So that's the least thing you can do. It don't cost you not $1 to click that like button, right? So I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. So as you can see, his facial expressions change. He appeared worried. He may have possibly allegedly set up Twitch, because it's not like he's going to do it himself. But if you lost a substantial amount of money, it'll make you listen, those of you that are from the hood, those of you who are in the streets, you know how it go. Somebody owe you money. It's a problem. Somebody owe you money or lose your money. It's going to be a problem. So don't think that in Hollywood that it's not the same. So it could be a possibility that Columbus may have allegedly invested money in some sort of money thing and he lost, because his expressions on his face while he's driving is like he's sad too, that he lost his money.
Here, what I will speak to, Tracy Christian.
And now he switched gears and went straight to Tracy Christian.
Still haven't given me my money.
Still haven't given me my money, which means he's salty about anybody that's not giving him his money. So my question to him and to question the whole situation is, he's going after people that owe him money. That's what got him salty. You understand?
And this is what I'm talking about.
Notice he rubbing the hat. Goes back to everything I've been telling you, fam, about the rubbing of the face, rubbing of hats and your face and all this other stuff. He's going into now details about it. His facial expressions is that of a man that's salty. He's upset. He's greedy. He wants his money and he's willing to do anything to get it. And that's why he have the avatar filter on. Bars. You know the movie Avatar. You know what that represent, right? So he have the Avatar filter on, which means this is serious business.
It's like, why? Because you got caught up.
Because you got caught up. I don't know who Tracy is and what he mean by she got caught up, but he's salty right now.
You can't pay me.
You can't pay me.
My money.
My money.
In a trust account, I do not trust your account.
Uh-oh.
I do not trust you.
Now notice that. He's talking about accounts. He's talking about trust. And he said, I don't trust you. So could he have allegedly felt the same way about Twitch boss? I don't trust you. Because he brought this up as a theory that maybe he lost all his money. That's why he self-deleted. But could it be a possibility that Columbus Short may have some involvement with Twitch being deleted? Because we all know that Twitch is not the guy to go delete himself when he have all of these different things going on in his life. He's not going to do that, you know. Of course, there's possibilities that people can do certain things. At the same time, when you look at this man's life, you look at his family, you look at everything that he got going for himself, he motivated people. He taught people to live their life. He taught people to enjoy their life. He told people that life is short, that you got to live and you got to enjoy your life. These are the things he taught people. So you got to conclude that when a man teach people all of these things, that it's coming from the heart and it's not something that we, you know, ignore. It's something that comes from the heart, and we have to really consider all that information.
Tracy Christian. And I'm not going to kill myself. I promise you that.
It sounds as if though he just took a shot at Twitch by saying that. And I'm not going to kill myself. In other words, yeah, this other dude killed himself over money, but I'm not going to kill myself. That's what he basically just said. Or he just said, allegedly, yeah, we got rid of him because he owe us money, but I'm not going to kill myself, or nobody's going to kill me over anything like this. You got to read between the lines, man. Because he just basically took a shot at Twitch by saying, yeah, he's weak. He killed himself over money. It's almost as if though he know it went down. You have to think about it. That's why he said earlier, I'm not going to talk much on it anymore. You know? Yeah, it was rather disrespectful what he said, because it's like he just basically said that Twitch went out like a sucker for all sense and purposes. That, yeah, he deleted himself over money, but I'm not. I'm going to wait around to get my money. Christian, you owe me money, and I'm not going to delete myself. I'm not going to go out like a sucker like Twitch. I'm a man. You're going to pay me my money. That's basically what basically what he just said.
So, pay me my money.
Pay me my money.
Pay me my money.
Wow.
Pay me my money.
Wow. You see them there? It says, our sources say Stefan knew Columbus through the dance world, and their personal interactions were always directly associated with working environments. So that doesn't mean that they're friends. Are you paying attention to this now? It wasn't like they were buddies, right? It says that our sources say Stefan knew Columbus through the dance world, and their personal interactions were always directly associated with working environments, which means it's no different than if you're on a 9-to-5 and you see different people at the job. You don't necessarily know them personally, but you kind of just work around them. So why would he imply that Stefan may have deleted himself over possibly losing his life's fortune? Why would he say that if you don't know him personally? See that? So they were not good friends. They were not buddies. We got to always put the puzzles together, fam. Very important that we do that. See what else we got. Okay. All right. At this particular section here, it says TMZ broke the story. Twitch's wife, Allison Halker, told cops Tuesday she became worried about her husband. Again, ladies and gentlemen, how do you become worried less than 24 hours, right? How do you become worried? right? And why she didn't go check to see if the gun was in the house, if he had a gun. Because it says that he had a small bag, which possibly had a gun inside of it. We don't know if the gun was inside there. We don't have that clue. At the same time, we have to allege that he may have taken his gun with him, because how else would he get a gun if he's going to self-delete, right? So as a wife, she would know about the weapons that are around the house. So why she didn't go check to see if he took his gun? If you were worried, the next step would be, okay, let me go check the gun safe to see if the gun is there. You know? And once you've learned that the gun is not there, now you can start to get worried. Now you could be like, hold up now. His gun is not here. He left the house unexpected. He's not returning my calls. I'm calling the damn cops. You see that? So she claimed she was worried, you know what I mean? Worried about her husband when he left their home without warning a day earlier and wasn't answering his phone. Now, again, she said that he left the home around 10 in the morning. So she had to be home. The kids had to be there. So when she say without warning, you mean to tell me she didn't see that he took a Uber? When the initial story broke, she never said that he took a Uber. She never said that, oh, he did this and that. The news story said that he walked to a motel. He walked about half a mile. She said he didn't take his car. So how come she didn't tell the police that he jumped in an Uber and left? She ain't tell them none of that information. It goes on and it says, as we first told you, tWitch had checked into a motel less than a mile from his home Monday, carrying a small bag, which may have possibly had a gun. But then again, maybe it didn't have a gun. Maybe he just had a small bag. Again, they didn't show us the bag. These are all clues that they have to begin to show. They never showed us what kind of bag. We don't know if it's a backpack. We don't know if it's a small pouch. We don't know. And how are you able to get a gun inside of that hotel? That's another thing that we trying to figure out. Like how you're able to just walk in with a gun? How? Hey, they think that we're dumb, right? It goes on and it says, a small bag, hotel employees checked in on his room Tuesday after he missed checkout and discovered him dead in the bathroom from a self-inflicted gunshot, which basically they said was to his head. So you telling me that he went to a motel to delete himself? Why waste time paying for an Uber, turning off your phone by putting it on airplane mode just so you could go self-delete? No, he went there to meet up with someone and they deleted him. You understand? He went there and they deleted him. That is what allegedly happened. So we have to pay close attention to that, fam. Very close attention to that. Excuse me for 1 second. I'll be right back. Just sit tight. Okay, we are back. So, yeah, they says that he had a self-inflicted gunshot wound in the bathroom, and it's just not adding up when you really think about it. But let's get back to the tape, find out more information. Let's see. I press play. I think I did.
Stephen tWitch boss passed away unexpectedly.
And this is pretty much a podcast that was going on TMZ. So let's listen in and hear what they got to say.
From suicide at a motel. And now, sort of yesterday, there were so many tributes that came outpouring about tWitch. He's one of those figures that we talk about a lot that you don't necessarily realize how many lives he touched and how impactful his death would be.
Yeah, it's hard to find what the proxy for how popular someone could be. I mean, obviously the celebrity tweets came out, Justin Timberlake and obviously Ellen DeGeneres, who he worked for a long, long time. And lots of other people who are sitting in the ambit of Ellen all came out and really said some wonderful things about him. I got, when people die, you and I get
people reach out to us.
People reach out to us
the nature of our job.
when we publish a story, and especially when we're the first ones to publish it, like we were here.
Yeah, no witnesses. There's nothing. There's nobody. Even in the hotel, they said that they didn't hear nothing. That they didn't hear no gunshots. I don't understand what kind of gun. I don't know what kind of gun this man used that nobody heard anything. It doesn't even make any sense when you really think about it.
There's a lot of commentary. I've never had, I don't think, the number of people reach out to me about even just Twitch boss, who frankly I wasn't really that aware of before yesterday. I certainly knew who he was.
I knew who he was.
The show.
Right.
I think I had met him at one point at a. We used to work for the same company. I mentioned this yesterday that TMZ used to be owned by Warner Brothers, a division of Warner Brothers. They were owned by the same division. Ellen DeGeneres was, and they're produced by the same division. So we had sort of, I had met him at one event like that, but but other than that, I didn't realize what a mainstream figure he was until yesterday.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys. Look, you mentioned Ellen, who he worked for a long time. He was an executive producer on her show towards the end of it, but he was the DJ on that show. And unlike Ellen, who is a character who is controversial and sort of people have a lot of differing views on Ellen, Twitch was sort of universally liked, right? I mean, this is not like sort of Aaron Carter, who we watched have trials and tribulations and then end in a tragic circumstance, which was also a very huge, impactful sort of recent death that popped in my mind. But Twitch was not like that. Twitch was sort of a figure who was very smiley, upbeat. He had a dancing background. So every interaction you would have with him would be positive. When he was ever on television, it was always in a very
uniformly positive.
You see what they're saying? Everything was positive with this guy, so why would he go self-delete?
Formally good-natured light.
Yeah.
And to end in such a dark fashion. Now, we're getting some details of what actually happened, because this happened at a motel yesterday, which was Wednesday. But on Tuesday.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Is that right?
His death happened on Wednesday, right? On
Correct.
Tuesday.
The death, his body's found on Wednesday. His wife had been to the police station on Tuesday because he had left the house on Monday unexpectedly without his car.
Yes. And wasn't answering his phone when she would call him.
Was not answering his phone. His behavior was highly irregular. So she goes to the police station and reports it. And apparently it was strange enough, and his behavior was out of the ordinary in such a fashion that it was quickly elevated to a critical missing person sort of case. And they found him. And they found that he had died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound at this motel. All the reports, though, are that his behavior at the hotel didn't raise any alarm bells.
Yeah.
He came with a small bag. He wasn't apparently acting erratically. Didn't seem to be having any sort of outward mental health episode. But it goes to the point that Charles raised yesterday.
Notice what they said. He didn't have no outward mental episodes. He came in there smiling. Everything was good. So who would be in that room to delete him?
You don't know what's going on internally in people. You just have no idea, and it ended tragically in this circumstance.
Something that shocked me is that, or caught me. It didn't shock me, but I
Notice this part. He's talking about something that shocked him. Check this out.
Can't quite get past it, is the fact that his wife went to the police station to report this.
Wow, his wife went to the police station to report this. You saw what he just did? You understand what's going on here? He said it kind of shocked him that the wife went to the police station. She ain't called the police station. She went to the police station. It's sort of like, look, I know this is a guarantee that this and that happened. So, hey, I need y'all to get on the case right away. I need y'all to go there and find out what happened. It could be that the wife may allegedly know he was going to that hotel and meet somebody about some business. And that's why she went down to that police station, because she already done knew. But to protect herself in any involvement, she had to play it off like he just left the house unexpected and so and so and so. Because any wife that knows her husband would know how he move. She would know how he move. If you're the type of brother that go out to jog in the morning, your wife know that. She don't have to question. She just know if you're not home, you went out to jog. She just know where you go. You know what I mean? So if you really think about it, it could be that he never really left the house unexpectedly. It could be that she know he went to that motel to meet someone to do some sort of deal. And whoever that person was may have deleted him, because if you look at the layout of the hotel, anybody could just walk upstairs. They show you the room. I think it was room 249. I'm not sure if it was room 249, I believe, or 250. I'm not sure. 248, 249, 250. I'm not sure what room number it was, but anybody could have walked up that stairs with a gun, right? Planted it after killing him, and then made him look like he self-deleted. Anybody could have did that. That's just my theory on the whole situation, that somebody came there with him, because her story don't make sense. I mean, think about this. She ran down to the police station. She ran down there. That's crazy. She didn't call them to come to the house. She went down there.
Typically, people will call 911, or if it's less emergency here in California, you can call 311. I think that's pretty uniform. You can call 311 for something that you want police to know about, but is nevertheless not an emergency.
I think if
Both those were
they have young
available.
children, if a child goes missing, you might call 911. If an adult is, you
go
don't know
down
their
to the-
whereabouts, you don't
go
think,
down to the local precinct. Maybe there's always this tendency when you don't know what's happening to not want to necessarily bother with a 911
Sure.
call. So that might explain why they went down there. And then to see police react the way they did, which is immediately begin an investigation. There's old adage, right? If they're over the age of 18, you wait 24 hours to see if they return. They probably just run off. But something here, either, and I'm wondering if maybe there was a history that we knew about that may have influenced the police's decision to immediately begin investigating.
And notice the police just immediately began investigating. That's another red flag. Think about this. The police immediately began investigating. You don't normally do stuff like that. There's a problem. Listen, something happened here, man. And I know that a lot of people don't want to jump to conclusions, but we have to speculate. We have to put the pieces together. This could be a situation where multiple people are involved in getting rid of this guy for whatever reason, to get him out of the way. Again, Columbus Short is a suspect, in my humble opinion. The words that he had to say earlier regarding the situation with, the theory he had, it speaks volumes. And then the actions of the wife on going down to the police station to report the situation, that's suspect, because normally you would call, police would come by your house, or they would just talk to you by phone. But she went down there, which means this was urgent. In other words, I know for a fact that something's wrong with my husband. Something happened to him. I need you guys to get out there and get on the case. Fast. My name is such and such and such. We're a popular group on social media. We're this and that. My husband is very successful and popular. I need y'all to get on this case right away. And it could be that she already done knew what happened, because for whatever reason, somebody may have contacted her back and said the job is done. I don't know. Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I gotta report these things, and I gotta, speak on them in a way to pretty much bring light to what's going on. Again, it's alleged. At the same time, we have to have the conversation about it.
Or just her insistence that this was so out of character for him. One way or the other, cops started investigating, but the call came in from...
Listen, to everybody in the chat, right? And I'm not even gonna say to everybody in the chat, to this person, Jill Mills, do not come into my chat telling my chat and the people that's following the platform to go to somebody's page and see a damn reading. You know what I mean? What are you doing? Like, what are you coming over here telling people to see some damn reading? I don't care about no damn reading. Coming in here with this nonsense. See, this is why we have problems. People are literally out here listening to some damn psychic or some person with a damn spinning ball talking about they giving a reading. I don't got no time for none of that nonsense. We're dealing with tangible evidence, real information. I don't got no time for all of that satanic stuff and all of the tarot cards and all of that mess. So don't come here with that garbage. Do you understand me? I don't have no time for that mess. And the person is still talking garbage. Still talking garbage. Let me get them up on out of here, because I don't have time for that nonsense. Those people are crazy, and they're satanic at the end of the day. Let's get back to the video.
A 911 call from the folks who in the hotel. He hadn't checked out on time, and so they went to figure out what was happening in the room and found his body and called it in.
Yeah, look, he's 40 years old, so he's similar in age to you and I. He has three.
Oh, thank you, Dad.
Yeah, he has 3 young children, and
Right, he has 3 young children. He have a wife. He have a family. Everything else. Why would he self-delete?
it struck me that this happens on Monday, and when you have just a family unit, someone being gone on Monday is a big deal. I was sort of trying to sort of think why the sequence. Why is he gone on Monday and then she doesn't go to the police until Tuesday? Because he's an adult, and some families have those sort of dynamics that maybe everything seemed okay.
All right, facts are still obviously developing on this. We're going to learn additional information.
Okay, let me see. Now, this particular situation, man, it just doesn't sit right when you really think about it. Now, that came from a podcast from TMZ. They were talking about the situation. It just doesn't sound right. Again, we're dealing with information. We don't have no time for tarot cards. We don't have no time for crystal balls. We don't have no time for seances. I don't have no time for none of that satanic stuff, right? Keep all your satanic influences somewhere else. If that was the case, we would be solving cases. If that was the case, we would be able to find every murderer by just going to some damn tarot lady and she'll figure it out for us. We don't got time for that. All right. It's interesting how everybody else that read the tarot cards cannot even fix their own damn life, but they're out here trying to tell you what's happening with somebody else's life. Bars. Imagine you go into a tarot card reader asking her how you can find love and what does the stars say for her having wedding bells. You go to a woman to get that information, but that very same woman that got those cards don't even have a damn husband. Let that make sense. But she has the answers for you. No, we're dealing with tangible evidence. We're dealing with videos, footage, commentary, things that we can see. And based on the information that we have here, it says that Stefan Twitch boss, no financial issues before suicide, despite online theory. Now, again, they took this shot at Columbus, but it wasn't, listen, TMZ wasn't just going after Columbus. They were going after all of us on social media that had any sort of say regarding the situation with this case. And that's just the way it is, you know? So based on what the TMZ guys were saying in that little podcast, he was not the kind of guy that was out here doing dirt. He was a family man. He was on point doing what he had to do. And that's all that there is. They are going against Columbus because of the theory that he made regarding having financial troubles. But he was worth, or his net worth was about $5 million, right? And again, if you're joining in on the show, that is pretty much what we're talking about. Actor Columbus Short, alleged suspect in DJ Stefan Twitch boss case. We're reading what TMZ put out because TMZ is basically trying to debunk the theory that Columbus put out there regarding his financial troubles. My thing is Columbus and him wasn't really best friends. They weren't really cool with one another. So why would he put out a theory regarding that situation with his platform and influence? It come in like there's perhaps a situation where Twitch and this gentleman was allegedly involved in some sort of investment deal that went south. And that's why he's saying that Twitch probably took his life over that investment or whatever, because he may have lost money due to the very same investment. Now think about it. If Twitch got deleted at a certain time and Columbus may have lost money, he's probably putting it together that that's what it was all about. But the reason why we are saying that he may be an alleged suspect is because of the words that he had to say regarding it. He went after another woman named Tracy in terms of, oh, she owes me money. She owes me money. And he was flipping out over her, which kind of makes me believe that, hey, he's after his money. Why? Why is he going after Tracy now? Tracy Christian. Why he's going after her and making it a public show? He could have kept that between him and Tracy. Why he had to put it out there publicly? You know? I don't know, but this is what they put out. So we're just covering those stories. So based on what we're seeing, based on what we're showing you, this is what's happening. We're trying to get to the bottom of the case so that we can all find out, you know, who's involved. You got to do these type of things. You have to look at the puzzle and put the pieces together. You just can't take the narrative that, you know, TMZ or whoever put out there that, yeah, he self-deleted. So let's just believe the lie and go with it. When we have substantial evidence that this guy was a family man and he was full of life And that was all that was on his mind. He was focused on his family. He was focused on his goals, his success, and everything else. He wasn't thinking about death. You know, he had his mom in his corner. He had his dad in his corner. These are the things that he focused on. He was the type of guy that loved life and encouraged others. And that's what he was focused on. He wasn't focusing on nothing else. So why is it that the mainstream media is pushing that he committed suicide and nobody is pushing for an investigation in terms of a possible murder? What if somebody murdered him? Why nobody's doing it? And why the wife is not pushing for that? Why would the wife not, push for an investigation? Why? Why would the wife not say, "Nuh-uh, this is not my husband. My husband didn't kill himself. Not my husband. He would never do that." She's accepting it. And she accepted it right away. That doesn't ring a bell to you? Look, we the people feel some type of way. Most of you that are familiar with him, because listen, to be honest with you, I'm learning about him as I go. I wasn't the one that watched him all the time. I'm reporting the news, and at the same time, I'm doing my research. I'm studying his TikTok. I'm studying his Instagram. I'm looking through all the videos. I'm looking at his family life, and it seemed like the family was tight knit. So I'm like, why would this guy want to get out of the world when he got 3 kids that need him? Think about your kids. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going through anything tough, all you got to do is just think about your children. Think about your children. Look at their faces. Go look at your children and tickle them and see them smile. When you see them smile and you see them laughing, you realize, wow, I got to stick around. I can't check out and my babies need me. I can't do that. It doesn't matter how hard things is going on in your life. It's not worth checking out. You got too much to live for. Too much. You might not be where you want to be, but thank God you're not where you used to be. Some of you used to be on the bottom, struggling day in and day out. And for some odd reason, you figured out a way of how to do your thing. And you have some success. Twitch had success. He had a whole family. A lot of people wish they had a family. A lot of people wish they had a nice home, a nice, opportunities. So why would he delete that? Well, maybe he was tired of living. What? The wife would know that. The wife would know if her husband is stressed out. The wife would know that. You don't think so? You don't think his wife would know if he suffered from depression? At no time have she ever come out in the public and said, "My husband struggles with depression and anxiety." He never talked about that type of stuff. Could anybody point that to me? Because I was looking through all his videos. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard Twitch talk about how he struggled with depression and anxiety. I need to know, because maybe you know more than me. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard him struggle, or put a 2 in the chat for no. He never talked about that. Because again, he was one that always talked about, living your life, enjoying your life, and so forth. That's what he talked about. He never talked about anxiety and depression. He never talked about no struggles with that. And think about this. If he did struggle, he would have made that known. And he would have been trying to encourage people like, look, I struggled with this. I struggled with that. You can overcome too. Let me see. Has she ever took him to see a counselor? Well, it's not even about if she ever took him to see a counselor. There has never been no talks with this man struggling with any sort of depression, but this is what they're trying to make the public believe. Yeah, he tried to uplift everyone. Depression is not a disease. These are lies. Depression is demonic possession. That's what depression is. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling fearful, hopeless, that's not a disease, man. We have been lied to by society. They have lied to us to put us on medication, man. He's been on TV for 10 years. He always happy. Lies. I'm sort of annoyed when all those celebrities are like, if you know someone who is depressed, blah, blah. Yeah, I cannot stand that. I cannot stand when they say that, because the way it is right now, when someone self-delete, how do you know they're going to self-delete? You don't know if they're going to self-delete. How do you know that? It ain't, and here's the thing. People always be self-deleting near the holiday time. But when we look at it, people who do that are normally people that are lonely, right? Now check this out, ladies and gentlemen. If you do your studies on the possible causes of people self-deleting during the holiday season, right? And again, I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate no Christmas tree and all of that other stuff. I don't do that, right? To each his own. That's what you do. It is what it is, right? But now, when you study people that die during the holiday times, right? If you look at it closely, people that normally check out, they do it because they're lonely. They do it because financial reasons, stress, the fact that they don't have no one there with them, loneliness, all of that type of stuff. And they just feel sick to their stomach because they're looking at everybody else and they're like, everybody else look like they're happy, but me, I'm struggling. So it's like, man, I can't go on anymore. But this guy, when you look at his life, he had so many people he could talk to. He could talk to his mom. He could talk to his dad. He could talk to his brother, his wife. So why would he go and do that? Somebody said, Ringo, they always jump on that mental health stuff. Yeah, listen, I cannot stand when they do that, man. Seriously. I cannot stand when they keep trying to push that on us because they want us to believe that we're all crazy. They want us to believe that we need to check on one another. We need to look for the signs of us about to hit our breaking point. Ladies and gentlemen, people who self-delete do that because they're under attack mentally by demonic forces. Some of you that don't believe in that, hey, it'll go right over your head, but I'm trying to give you the understanding of what's really happening here. Twitch had everything to live for. Think about this, fam. Again, I don't put kids on screen, but I looked at his Instagram, to the TikTok. They had their family going. Everything was cool. Well, and if that's the case, Ringo, then why would you assume that the wife had involvement? Because things happen. That has nothing to do with the children. Do you understand me? That has nothing to do with the children. Things can go south in relationships. You never know what's going on. You never know. A woman can want out of a relationship and the only way she see fit is the husband got to get deleted. You understand? I didn't publicly say that the wife deleted him. I never said that. I'm just thinking outside the box. That's all I'm doing, right? I don't have all the information at this point. All I can do is speculate. It's just certain things that happen with the wife. It doesn't add up to me. She ran down to the police station to tell them about her husband is not home. Who does that? That sounds like somebody that got the word that he'd been deleted. He's in the hotel, his body is there, and she know that information. So that's why she went to the police station and basically told him, look, y'all need to go find out what's going on, you know? And they set this thing up to make her be protected because, again, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been following my streams regarding the case, they're saying that Twitch set his phone to airplane mode so that no one can contact him or track him. Does that sound like the normal thing someone does when they're about to delete themselves? Not at all. Why would you set your phone on airplane mode if you're gonna self-delete? Who cares about the phone? I would have put the phone under a mattress if you don't want to be bothered with no phone call. Why would you put it on airplane mode if you know you're gonna self-delete? Does that make sense? No, somebody took his phone and put it on airplane mode. Or somebody just made the story up. And why is it that TMZ told us that they found a so-called note that the investigators found a so-called suicide note, but nobody showed us the suicide note. Nobody showed us the information. They claim that the note talked about his past challenges or struggles. What past struggles? What are you talking about? And why the wife isn't talking about these struggles? Why the wife is not talking about them? Again, ladies and gentlemen, things are not adding up. I know a lot of you want to believe the narrative that the mainstream is putting out there. Some of you have accepted it without no pushback. And you got to stop that. You just can't. Look, when someone that was a good person, decent, loving, always uplifting others, always had a good word to say, and they turn up self-delete, they're trying to destroy that person's legacy. They're trying to destroy that person's name. They're trying to destroy everything about that person. Understand? That's just something that you have to all realize. Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. With all the good things you heard about Twitch, I want you to think about this for a second, right? Now listen to me very carefully before I ask this question, right? I want you to answer it honestly. I don't want you to sugarcoat. I'm going to ask the question. I want you to answer it in the chat. I want you to be honest. No sugarcoating, no capping. I want you to be honest. To all the people that know of Twitch work, all the things he's been doing throughout the years, and even the people that may have now started to get to know who he is, I want to ask you a question. With all the good things that you learned about him, with all the nice things people had to say about him, how he encouraged people, made people smile through dance and through DJing, whatever the case is, being now that he allegedly deleted himself, being that he allegedly took his life, do you see him as a strong man or a coward? Answer that question. Let's see what people got to say. One person said they see him as a strong man. You must be having some sort of mental illness yourself. Let's see what else we got. So you believe that he was a strong man because he took his life? I'm telling you, boy. Reading these comments is amazing. Some people are confused. They said strong and weak. Society is done. I'm convinced. Society is done. I'm convinced. I'm convinced that society is done. I'm also convinced that the mainstream media can tell you anything and you'll just go with it. Because every comment that is coming in is proven that society is finished. People are in the comments saying he was both strong and weak for committing suicide, allegedly. Some even said that he's strong for committing suicide. We have a few people that have some sense of intelligence. They understand that it's a coward move to commit suicide. They know they know better. So we have some smart people in the building. Some of you, we're going to have to work on you a little bit more to hopefully get you up to speed. But what this says is that we have people out there that believe that people that commit suicide are strong people. That's what this is saying. The chat is literally confirming that we have individuals that believe that people that commit self-deletion are strong individuals. Wow. This is amazing. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So to all the folks that are out here, you believe that. So ladies, let me get this straight. So ladies, let me ask you a question. If your husband or boyfriend or man, whatever, if he decide today that he want to go and commit self-deletion, would you look at him with respect and say he's a good man, he was strong after he deleted himself and left you with the kids? You would have respect for him. You would say he's a strong man. Is that what we're saying? So brothers, are you telling me that if you're a young man and your father decides he's going to self-delete because he just got tired of living, you're going to have respect for your father as a strong man for self-deleting, leaving you and your 3 brothers by yourself? Are you kidding me? Is that the kind of world we live in? So basically, the mainstream have accomplished their goal. Their goal is to make us accept that it's okay to self-delete. They have accomplished their goal. You understand? This is crazy. This is crazy, man. Let me see who this is. Let me get this person up on out of here. When you come into the chat, all that profanity and insults and all that other stuff, not acceptable over here, right? We're not going to tolerate none of that nonsense. Do not come in here with all the profanity. Do not come in here with any sort of nonsense. I don't have time for that mess. Do not come in here with none of that. I don't like that type of stuff. You can carry yourself like an adult. You can share your thoughts, but you have to be respectful and understand that there's a lot of people that are viewing. Let me see who that was. Let me see for a second, because maybe you just don't understand. So wait, I didn't delete the comment. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. At Flowboss, do not post any profanity in the chat. And don't post any disrespectful comments in the chat. You can rock out in the chat. You can talk your opinions. Just do not post any profanity in the chat. We're talking about people who self-delete. You can express yourself without the profanity. Keep your comments clean, right? Now, if you come back in with that noise, I'm gonna have to get you up on out of here. I want everybody to be able to rock out and enjoy themselves, talk their talk, but at the same time, you gotta keep your comments clean, because I don't see no moderators in the building, and I have zero tolerance for the nonsense. You understand? So now, let me see what we got here. Yeah, so like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, self-deleting yourself is not cool. It shows that you're a coward. It shows that you're a weak man if you self-delete. It doesn't matter. If my father self-delete and I'm a young boy and I need my father to help me be a man and he self-delete, I'm not going to have no respect for that guy, because he left us alone to struggle while he just conveniently exit the world. So what they did to Twitch, you have to, ladies and gentlemen, you have to see what they did to him. They did him dirty. They did this man dirty. They did him very bad. And I believe at this point, I, Ringo TV, believe that based on the information we have thus far, in terms of the wife accepting this and not pushing for an investigation, not pushing for a possible alleged murder, I personally believe that she have some sort of involvement in this man being deleted. Again, I gave it time. Remember, if you've been watching my streams, I said I'm not going to rush to anything. I want to give it a little time because I want to see. I want to see how they move. And based on what I'm seeing, she accepted that he deleted himself. Why would a wife accept her husband deleted himself if he was so loving and so full of life? She would be like, no way. There's no way he deleted himself. And here's another thing. Uh-oh. It's coming down. Uh-oh. They had issues, ladies and gentlemen. It's all coming out now. It's all coming out. Twitch and his wife allegedly had issues. We're going to probably have to talk about that in another stream, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit here. The reason why I'm saying that now, she told the police that he left the house unexpectedly. He just got up and left. Why would a man do that to his loving wife? Why would a man unexpectedly just storm out the house, jump into an Uber? How you got an Uber? That means you had to call the Uber from your house, right? Right? Okay, now check this out now. Where is the phone records? Where is the phone records that says the husband called an Uber to come to the house? It should have the date, the timestamp, and the charge that he called for an Uber from his cell phone. Right? That means he had to call before he left. Because it says that he booked the hotel room around 9 something in the morning, and then he left around 10. So in between that time, he had to make the phone call for an Uber. It's a transaction. So where is the public records? Where is the records, the transaction of that actually happened? Did he in fact take an Uber, or was he allegedly abducted and taken to that motel room and murdered? Because the wife is saying that he left the house unexpectedly. What man does that? Unless him and his wife is having problems. So you mean to tell me the night before, you and your husband was chilling, having a great old time, posting videos online, and he just got up the next morning and decided he's gonna go off himself at a telly? No. Somebody lined him up, man. Ray said something ain't right, Ringo. This guy looked happy in the video. So now he exit. He what is that? He pretty much leaving nothing for his family. Nah, I ain't buying that nonsense. Yeah. He didn't delete himself, man. But I'm looking at the situation with the wife because, again, in the first initial videos that I made, I didn't jump to conclusions concerning the wife because, again, it's an early situation. So I didn't want to say anything too early. At the same time, things are just not looking right now. She said that he stormed out of the house and left without saying nothing. Why would a man do that to his wife if just the other day they were dancing and posting videos? What could make a man storm out the house to go to a hotel? Why? Now, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something now. Are you ready? I got to say it. I got to say it. I don't care. Could it be a possibility that there was an alleged affair? Not on the part of Twitch, but on the wife. Could it be a possibility that the wife may have been allegedly in some sort of affair? And all of this is being covered up because it was going to all come out. Could it be? And that's why he stormed out the house, allegedly, to go meet up with whoever it was. There's so many different scenarios you can spin with this. And this is why I don't believe he deleted himself. Because again, if a man is going to delete himself, he's not going to take a trip to a motel to do it in their bathroom. He'll just go in his car, in his driveway, in his parking lot, in his, garage, whatever the case is, and just off himself right there. Make it clean and quick. Forget turning off phones so I don't be tracked. What kind of dumb stuff they take us for? What kind of foolish and buffoonery they take us for? Why would a man want to delete himself and go travel to a motel, pay for an Uber, pay for a hotel room for one night just to delete his damn self? That's a damn lie. If a man want to do that, he'll just delete himself in his damn garage with his gun and make his wife call the police and make the job done complete. Why go through all of that nonsense, having people on social media doing investigations and trying to figure out the case? This doesn't make no damn sense. It makes no sense, people. Somebody murdered this brother. Somebody put a bullet in his head. You understand? Somebody put a bullet in this man's head and they left the crime scene and made it look like a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his head. Really? And then they stretched the story by saying he left a suicide note. And they didn't even show us the note. Why TMZ didn't show us the note? Yeah, at a cheap motel. That's another one. Good catch. I am Nicole. At a cheap motel. Yeah. So they just went to any basic rundown spot down the street. He just went over there. A basic spot to go off himself? Nah, I'm not buying that. And she have a lot to gain right now, man. She have a lot to gain. Now, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Check this one out. Oh, man. Check this out. Are y'all paying attention out there? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear this particular scenario. Because I'm kind of putting it all together. We heard what Columbus had to say, and we saw how quick TMZ ran to social media to try to debunk what he had to say regarding possible investments or losing his life savings. Maybe Twitch was deleted after getting a W on his investments. And now the wife allegedly is about to receive all of the benefits of any sort of investments, whether it's crypto or whatever it is. She's getting everything. Everything. Insurance, crypto investments, if he had. She's going to get a book deal, TV interviews. They're going to pay her to do these interviews. And she could go find herself a new man at the same damn time. Oh, man, yo, this is crazy. Because remember, she's young. She's in her early 30s. So she can technically go on out there and start all over. Just look at the situation with Tia Mowry. How she filed for divorce from her husband, right? A man that's a good brother, but she filed a divorce from him, claiming that she graduated from her marriage. About she's in the process of self-love. Could it be one of them same situations where Twitch's wife is allegedly looking for self-love now, and she's going to be on a new mission of mental illness, and she's going to be pushing a book on mental illness? Could this be her new movement? Matter of fact, let me proclaim it now. If you see his wife pushing any sort of book or pushing any sort of new movement for mental illness, please understand she allegedly had an involvement in his death. I'm calling it out because I have to. Could this be, oh man, why all these things is coming to my mind now? This is crazy. Could it be that the wife sacrificed her own husband to jumpstart her own career? Oh man. Yo. Because now, with the success of Twitch and all of his clout and fame, all she got to do is just play her position as the distraught wife that is heartbroken and hurt, and she's going to gain all sorts of money out of the blue. She can have a book deal. She can go on a new mental illness crusade, talking about awareness for mental health. She could be a speaker at different engagements. And because she got the kids, because everybody know that's the wife, they're going to automatically feel sorry for her. She's going to gain hundreds of thousands of new views. She's going to gain new subscribers on TikTok. She knows all the passwords. She have access most likely to the Instagrams. She got it made at this point. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. She stand to benefit greatly. This is sad. If this is the case, if she was allegedly involved in his death, that's sad. And it just goes to show you, man, that the people that are closest to you be the ones that line you up. The people that be closest to you, man. Somebody might say, well, that can never happen. She would never do it. Listen, a lot of women, man, a lot of women are filing for divorces like left and right to men that have always been good to them. A lot of women have been filing divorce lately from men that have been good to them. All these women want to get out of their marriages so they could go out there in the world and live it up. They figure, I'm young, I can go do this. She may have possibly allegedly been in an affair, bro, and lined the husband up to delete him out of the way. And being that she married, she get everything and she get to go with this new guy. Listen, people, you got to put these things together. If you hear anything about this woman with any man sightings or anything within next year, highly suspect. If a woman came out of a marriage after her man was deleted, she wouldn't even want to get into a new relationship with no new man no time soon. She'll be hurt. You understand? Again, to everybody in the chat, do not post any profanity. If you post profanity in your comments, the moderators are going to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? If anything, use asterisks. Use the asterisk symbol to hide or, what's that word I'm looking for? Use the asterisk symbol to hide the words that you're using. We know what words you're saying. Just use it to censor your own self so that it's good for the algorithm, you know? But based on what I'm seeing, ladies and gentlemen, she have a lot to benefit for this situation. So not only is Columbus a suspect, but she is a suspect, a major suspect. This is crazy, fam. Like, this is really sick, man. I can't believe this mess. This is really sad that he went out this way. A man that uplift a lot of people, encourage a lot of people, and have 3 kids. You want me to believe that he self-deleted himself? That's crazy. I'm not believing that. I'm not believing that at all. Not believing that one at all, man. Again, if you're joining in the stream, do me a favor. Let's get those likes to 1,000. Let's get them likes to 1,000. Let's make history. Let's get them likes to 1,000. You know what I mean? If you're enjoying the show, let's get them likes to 1,000. Let's make history, fam. So if you're joining in, we were talking about actor Columbus Short being an alleged suspect in this case of DJ Twitch getting deleted at that hotel, if a man is going to delete himself, he's not going to drive, or he's not going to take an Uber to a hotel to go do it in the bathroom. He's not going to do that. He's going to do it in his house. He's going to make it clean. And normally when guys are having a so-called alleged mental episode, they'll delete their whole family. Understand that. Their whole family. Y'all better pay attention to me. When a man or a woman is going through some sort of mental episode like that, they will delete their whole family. Everybody. Women, child, kids, everybody getting deleted. And then themselves. They ain't just going to take themselves out. So this is not about him. Somebody murdered him. Somebody murdered him. Listen, people. Justice for Twitch. We need justice. They need to investigate what happened. They need to investigate cameras. We need to find out, did he really take an Uber to that hotel? Or was that a fabricated lie? Did he really take an Uber to that motel? Who was in his room? We need the camera footage. We need to check the tapes. They want to destroy this man's legacy, fam. This man worked his whole life to get to where he is. He loved his mom. He loved his dad. They were a great inspiration to him, to his life. She bought him his first camera to record. Why would he make his mom cry by deleting himself? Why? This man had a lot to live for. They destroyed his legacy. They're painting history by saying that Twitch boss was a coward. That's what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. They took this man's legacy. They took all the work and they undid it by saying he was too weak to live life. You understand? They totally undid this man's legacy. They're painting the new narrative by saying Twitch was a coward. He checked out. So all the advice he gave people is null and void. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. If Twitch told you to live your life to the fullest, life is short, overcome this, he told people how to overcome their issues. Matter of fact, there is a post, I might have to find that later on and do a video about it, but where Twitch was giving advice on people dealing with different struggles. Not necessarily a video, I think, but I think it was like a podcast or a post or something with audio. Why would a man do all of that and then kill himself? That means everything he did has been undone. Every good word Twitch has ever said has been undone by this death. If a man self-delete, he's a coward. It's the most selfish thing you can do. You mean to tell me you didn't think about your kids? What about your kids? What about the smiling faces of your kids? What about that? I got a little game that I play in my house with my daughters, right? A little game that I play every now and then throughout the day. And if I was to put my girls on camera, they'll tell you. and these are the type of things they're going to always remember from their dad. I do this particular game, right? Where like they'll just be in their room on their computers doing their thing, playing their video games, whatever they're doing, right? And I would kind of crawl into the room. I would crawl into the room. Like and sneak in to kind of surprise tickle them. Like, this is what I do. I'm serious. No cap. You know what I mean? Like I'll crawl in because they busy with the game, so they can't hear me. They don't know. And I would crawl up and sneak up on the side or wherever it is, and I would just tickle them by their neck or grab them and start tickling them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes my youngest daughter, she'll see me and I'll be like, I'll look at her and I'll be like, shh. because I don't want her to alarm her sisters. So I'll see them, and most of the time, my youngest daughter, she see me. You know what I mean? So she don't say nothing because, me and her cool. You know what I mean? But the other two, I'll get them and I'll be like, ah. And I start tickling them. So now I'm saying all of that to say this. Twitch was a father. A father. Think about that. Twitch was a father. You gonna tell me Twitch didn't have his fun times with his kids? So now why would he delete himself and remove himself from the world when he could see those smiles from his kids? Come on, man. Come on, man. Nah, I'm not believing that one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna believe that, fam. And if he was really about self-deletion, he would have took them all out. That's what I'm trying to show you. Look, if you go look up the suicide rate and how people do it, a lot of people take out their whole family. A lot of dudes, you have billionaires that have deleted themselves because something happened where they got caught with some sort of crime that was gonna put them in prison for many years. And even though they're a billionaire, they can't accept the fact that they're gonna go to jail for life. So they just off themselves. And they take out themselves and their family, everybody. You got real estate guys, multimillionaires, that delete themselves because they were caught in a crime that they knew was gonna come out. So normally when people do this, it's a motive behind it. You don't just get up one morning talking about, well, I'm gonna delete myself. No. You don't just get up in the morning and say, oh, I'm gonna go and delete myself. Nah, man. Again, people, I know you've been fed the news media lies and you believe the lie. You believe the narrative. Let's just call it the narrative. I don't want to say lie, so I retract that statement, right? You believe the narrative the news media is putting out there in terms of Twitch deleted himself, right? Think about yourself for a minute. Think about yourself, whether you're a man or a woman. Think about yourself. You got kids. You got a good career. You just bought a new house. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you, well, you don't have to say, but for those of you that are homeowners that bought your first house, you're happy, you're excited. You can't wait to move in. You can't wait to see your kids get their own room, their own space. You're excited to buy furniture, to decorate the yard, and you're just excited. Now think about this guy had a nice home, family life, all these wonderful things that everybody cherish. You're gonna go end all of that because you're depressed? How are you depressed when you have all of that love and support? And you got your parents with you, fam. Ladies and gentlemen, I lost my mom. My mom is not here with me no more. Do you understand me? I lost my mom to cancer. I was right there by her side when she departed the world. You understand me? Very painful situation. I cried. Twitch have his mom alive, man. He have his pops alive. He had his parents with him. I don't got my mom with me. And I'm still here. Do you understand the difference? He have his parents there. I don't got my mom with me. But I didn't delete myself. I didn't get to the point where I'm so depressed and down and out that I feel like life isn't worth anything no more because I lost my mom. No, I'm still here. I got my kids. I got my wife. I got my livelihood. I got the things that I do. So why would this man self-delete? I'm trying to make you put yourself in his shoes. He had everything that you could possibly want. So why would he do that? 24 hours before his death, they uploaded a video. 24 hours before his death, they uploaded a video. Why would a man delete the next day? Makes no sense. This man was murdered. Somebody lined him up. Somebody killed him. And a lot of people are going to benefit. Now, people, I wasn't going to go into details in this particular video, but the jacket that the wife is wearing in that video right there is Illuminati Masonic symbolism. It is. Somebody had brought that up. Somebody had brought that up in one of my videos. I'm not sure who it was, but somebody had brought that up. But it is Masonic symbolism. Definitely is. And it's sort of like, it's, man, I tell you, man, the way they do these blood sacrifices, man, it's serious. I keep telling y'all, these things happen. When you're in that industry, remember, a lot of you probably didn't see this. Let me pull it up because, again, I don't know Twitch personally. I know he was a father. I know he loved his kids and all of that good stuff. But again, I have to make you see the facts. Twitch knew about the industry. Sad to say. He knew about the industry. You see the sign? Now, if you watch my streams, I played the video. I'm not going to play the video again in this stream, but I played the video where this came from. And he threw up the Baphomet. He threw up the satanic hand sign. And once you do that, it's very evident about the world you live in. You know about it. Now, I want him to get justice if somebody murdered him. At the same time, I cannot sugarcoat anything just to make the people, listen. I got to make things clear. He knew about the sacrifices. He know about it. When you're in that world, look, ladies and gentlemen, look, listen to me very carefully. I know a lot of you may not believe these things. You may not accept them. Just listen. In the industry, people sacrifice others for fortune and fame. This is how a lot of people make it to the top. And normally, every 10 years, I would say, you must provide a blood sacrifice. Somebody has to die in order for the success to continue. It must continue. Now, put a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with Nollywood movies. Put a 1 in the chat if you watch Nollywood, Nigerian movies, African movies. Put a 1 in the chat if you watch those kind of movies. I watch them movies all the time. I love watching their movies. They be having some of the best movies, even though it could be a little long-winded because they tend to run certain scenes. All right. Now you can see, ladies and gentlemen of the clouds, these people are aware of Nollywood films. They make some of the best films. I got to give them credit where credit is due. They make some of the best films. It's very, very interesting, right? Now, those of you that are familiar with Nollywood movies, they focus on a lot concerning the blood sacrifice rituals. They teach and they talk about these things in their movies. They show you what people are willing to do for fortune and fame. That's why I love their movies. And if you are a fan of Nollywood films, how many of you are familiar with Abuja Boys, that movie? How many of you seen the movie Abuja Boys? Abuja Boys, I think it is. Abuja Boys. Where the men sacrifice themselves by going inside the coffins for fortune and fames, and how every 10 years they had to offer up another sacrifice. How many of you are familiar with that? See what I mean? So my point in bringing that up is, in Nollywood films, they show you about the blood sacrifices. They show you about how it works. About every 10 years, you got to offer up a relative, a cousin, a brother, a sister, a mother. Somebody must be sacrificed. Somebody. If you want to continue your success, you got to offer up somebody. And if you study the music industry, the movie industry, with all of these artists, celebrities, if you notice, somebody in their family always die. Somebody close to them. Every 10 years, somebody die. Because the way the blood sacrifice rituals go, I think it's every 5 to 10 years, somebody must be offered up. And it could have been a situation where Twitch may have had to offer somebody up. It could have been a situation where somebody offered him up to be the sacrifice. It happens, people. No matter how you see it, no matter how you roll the dice. I know a lot of you may not want to hear that, but I gotta keep it a buck with you. They do this all the time. If you're not familiar with Nollywood films, just go on YouTube when the stream is done and just type in Nollywood films, blood sacrifices, and so forth, and watch those films. Watch how people gain success through sacrifices. This is real. Very, very real. And that's why the Nollywood industry, they focus a lot on those movies because it draws a lot of attention. People look at them a lot. Very, very interesting stuff. Now, in our industry, in the movie industry, they don't focus on that type of stuff because they don't want you to know. They want you to think that everybody just got successful because they're just talented. No, they're not. They're not just talented. People sell their soul, man. In most Nollywood films, you have to sell your soul, number one, to Satan, right? And you must do the blood sacrifices. You must do them. You have to. You must go into the director's couch. Those of you that are in the music industry, you know about the director's couch. You know about the rituals. You know about the satanic things you got to do. Even the sexual things you got to do in order to get to the top. You ladies that are in the music industry, you know what you got to do sexually. You ain't going to talk about it because you're ashamed. You guys, you know the things that you got to do. You got to go into that room and you got to let those guys do what they got to do to your body in order to keep that success. You know what you got to do. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. So I just thought I'd put that out there to let you know that Twitch knows about the sacrifices. He knows about it. And we have to understand and conclude that if he know about it, he may have been offered up as a sacrifice, or he was supposed to offer somebody, and because he couldn't offer nobody, the demons, the devils, made him self-delete, allegedly, or someone else had to off him. There's so many scenarios to this. It's a very dark world out here, people. As you live your life right now, there is a dark world that's out there, very satanic. It's a satanic world out there full of evil and darkness. And they don't want you to know what's going on. They don't want you to know what's going on. But it's true. He may have had to sacrifice somebody and couldn't find nobody because he ain't want to mess with his family, and may have taken his own self. There's different scenarios to this case. But now check this out. What if he would have just deleted himself in his house and ended right there? Do you think we would be speculating? I don't think so. We would have just figured out, well, maybe the wife had something to do with it because it happened inside the house. Maybe she shot him in the head and made it look like a suicide. We would have been doing that. Wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did y'all just hear what I just said? Did y'all just hear what I just said? I said that if he would have offed himself in his house, the wife would have been blamed and everybody would have been pointing their finger at her saying she probably did it and set it up. Could that be the reason why she said that he never took his car and he went out and left so that nobody don't look at her? Oh man, oh man. Oh man. Yo, that's deep, man. Could that have been the alibi, the story that was conjured up? That he kind of left the house and left the family, and we don't know where he's at. He's missing. In other words, we don't know. So we're not responsible for what happened to him out there. We don't know. He just left. Officer, as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to call the police. I'm going to go down to the police and tell them that my husband just left the house. He didn't answer none of my calls. Wow. Wow. By her doing that, nobody's going to question her. Nobody's going to question that she did anything. Wow. Isn't that amazing? What if they both went to the hotel? What if they were at the hotel already and she just went home, left him at the hotel? What if he checked into the hotel and she went to the hotel with somebody else and done him in and then left and came back home? And nobody at the hotel knows what's going on because they don't have no cameras. This is a deep, ugly story. This is sad. But we're going to talk more about this, fam. I'm going to go get on out of here. Go do what I got to do. It is what it is. It's crazy out here, man. Wow. What an amazing, amazing situation. So anyway, y'all, we'll be back on later with more regarding these particular stories. I got more information to share. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe today. Why not? You know, this is the best reactionary channel on YouTube. On this channel, you get commentary, criticism, news reporting, music, comedy, everything. All in one place. Your one-stop shop for the best content on YouTube, hands down. There is really no other. You know, I'm just being honest. You know? If you're in the building still, you know, I would really appreciate it if you could get the likes to 1,000. We're at 900 likes right now. If you could get the likes to 1,000, that would be very highly appreciated. I would really appreciate that, you know, because again, I can't do this without you, you know, at the end of the day. Without you, I cannot even do this. So, really appreciate that. But we're going to be back on later on. It's going to be interesting. We're going to talk about more issues. Before I close it out, I want you to hear one more time what Columbus had to say so that you can hear him again.
Golf course again. Still, you know, RIP Twitch. And what I talked about earlier, you guys don't know what people are going through. You know, people made investments, people do a lot of things. This is just a theory. You know, people are awful. You know what I mean? Like people, like Twitch are not awful. Twitch was amazing. Is amazing still. His legacy shall live on.
But notice what he just did right there. Y'all ain't notice what he just did? He fumbled and then he tried to clean it up by saying, no, Twitch is amazing. He just talked about how people are bad.
Still, his legacy shall live on. But, you know, what if you invest
Listen again. Listen.
You know, people are awful.
People are awful.
You know what I mean? Like people, like Twitch are not awful.
Now he just switched it. He said Twitch are not awful. He just said people are awful. Then he switched it up and said Twitch are not awful. He used the word are. Twitch are not awful. Was he implying that Twitch is awful? Wow. And I know I said I was leaving, but I got to, you know, do what I got to do here.
Amazing. It is amazing still.
Now you're trying to say he's amazing. He's amazing still. Now, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what I've been doing through my streams. Look at what he's doing. He just started to praise him. Now watch, look. Listen and look at his body language. What did I teach everybody about body language over the past few weeks? Look.
It is amazing still.
He's still amazing still. Now notice the hand. Notice the hand. What I told you about when people are lying. They pick their hand up. Their hand always got to go towards their face to do some sort of adjustments. And that's exactly what he's doing. Look at it again. Look.
You know what I mean? Like people, like Twitch are not awful. Twitch was amazing.
He's lying.
It is amazing.
He's lying.
Still.
He's lying.
His legacy
You see that? He's lying. He's doing the clear body language signs of when somebody's lying. He's saying that to make it look like he really appreciates Twitch, but he don't believe a word he just said.
Live on. But,
But,
what if you invest in something
what if he invested in something?
that took your whole life savings?
This man allegedly lost money, fam. I believe that Columbus invested in something that was associated with Twitch and he lost his money.
Possibly.
This is crazy.
Yeah, it gets rough.
Look at his facial expressions.
It gets rough.
He said it gets rough. How do you know it gets rough unless you took a loss? How would you know? That's why he said, I didn't delete myself, but I don't know what's going on with Twitch.
I don't want to speak too much on that.
He said he don't want to speak too much on that. Why? Because he know what happened.
But here, what I will speak to, Tracy Christian still haven't given me my money.
Notice that.
And this is what I'm talking about.
Wow.
It's like, why? Because you got caught up.
Caught up in what?
You can't pay me
Uh-oh.
my money
He won his money.
in a trust account. I do not trust your account.
Uh-oh.
I do not trust you,
If you don't trust her, then why are you expecting her to pay you?
Tracy Christian. And I'm not going to kill myself. I promise you that.
Notice he said, I'm not going to kill myself. Is that some sort of threat? Is that some sort of sign that he's given on the situation that happened with Twitch?
So pay me my money.
Pay me my money. Why would he put that on social media? Why don't he just go to her privately and tell her that? Why don't he just lawyer up? If she owe him money and it's legally owed to him, why don't he just lawyer up and get his money that way through the legal process? Why he throwing out these subliminal shots at this woman?
Pay me my money.
Wow.
Pay me my money.
Wow. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. I appreciate everybody coming through. You know what I'm saying? We had 966 likes. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it to 1,000, fam. Let's get it to 1,000. Let's get them likes to 1,000. I'll catch you all in the next stream. It is what it is. Appreciate everybody coming through. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe today for the best content on YouTube. Ringo TV Reactions. We provide you the best in the game. Yeah. Ringo TV Reactions. Providing you with the best content on YouTube. Subscribe today. Click the notification bell so that you can be notified when we go live. Ringo TV Reactions. Putting in work since 2006. Providing the best content on YouTube, commentary, and criticism. Ringo TV Reactions is where it's at. Subscribe today and click that notification bell for all to be notified when we go live. Ringo TV Reactions. Yeah! I'll catch you later on the next stream. I'm out, fam. Peace, we out of here.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.